so hitting the scene. Shit tales of Oz and foreigner dreams. Tales are crazy wild as the wind. Raps and madness can make you spin. Shit tales rolling forward as king. The podcast chaos, it's a wild thing. Tuning folks for a hell of a ride. Crazy stories far and wide. From down under to the Sunshine State, mishaps and mayhem can't escape fate. Chuvalo and Croc Dundee, a wild ride on Podcast C. Shit tales rolling Florida's king. Podcast chaos, it's a wild thing. Tuning folks for a hell of a ride. Crazy stories far and wide. From down under to the Sunshine State, mishaps and mayhem can't escape fate. Chuvalo and Croc Dundee, a wild ride on Podcast C. Shit tales rolling Florida's king. Podcast chaos, it's a wild thing. Tuning folks for a hell of a ride. Crazy stories far and wide.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Prep Town 4-Man Power Ranking Podcast. I am your host, NCR News Network, joined by friend, co-host, and, well, ranked one of the best in the business, Mr. Anthony Cooperstone.
Oh, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, NCR, and to wherever you are right around the world, welcome to another podcast. And I can tell you straight off the bat, NCR, that the stories coming out of Australia this week are rather stinky. There's quite a bit of poo coming up this week. I'm actually rather concerned.
I feel your concern as well, sir. Stories coming out of Florida are wild and, well, let's just be honest, bit out there this week.
Oh dear. Yeah, it's not going to be. This is going to be a rather stinky week, I think, in general. Now, before we get started, NCR, I believe you have an honorable mention.
Actually, before we get into those, one of our sponsors paid to have another ad played.
Ooh.
So let's take a look at one of our older sponsors and their company.
Do you need a story to be checked out or someone's a child to be verified? Then look no further than Coded Detective Agency. With over 20 years experience in the Atlanta area, Coded Detective Agency are the very people you need to be able to find out a story and run with it without needing to check those important facts and details. For find out more, phone 1-800 I don't have a fucking clue. Coded Detective Agency, proudly supporting the Atlanta region.
He has been busy lately, hasn't he?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's been snooping around a couple of other streams lately, the Coded Detective Agency. So yeah, maybe he's got some work to do. He's moved along from investigating cars.
Perhaps.
Indeed.
But
Now,
I do have an honorable mention, as you brought up. Yes,
go ahead.
But this one doesn't come out of Florida.
Ooh.
It comes from Ohio.
Oh,
I am an Ohio man and a Florida man. I'm a weird thing. I'm a mystery. But this week in Northeast Ohio, the police had a rather curious encounter with a dangerous suspect. This video will show us everything we need to know about the encounter. Can you see the video, sir?
yes, I can.
This
The raccoon has her meth pipe.
As what?
Oh my god.
Her meth pipe. For it. That's
wait,
well, that's why I'm going to do it. Hey, buddy.
Huh?
It's okay.
Okay, you're on our tip here in 2 minutes. I'm right across from my house.
Okay.
A few minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is what she's smoking meth in.
Okay.
The raccoon's playing with her meth pipe.
wait for it.
Oh, there's no way.
He's got a second one.
Smoke it.
All right.
Oh my
There's no
god.
All right. Enough fun and games.
Yeah.
Oh,
Holy hell!
Wow. Wow. Oh, wait a minute.
Pipe.
Oh,
One
my.
from Fox. So, Anthony, you know what to do.
Oh, God. I'm trying to find it right now, but yes.
I'm your
Ladies and
moderator,
gentlemen-
Larry King. Now, a word to our audience. Even though we're being broadcast on Fox, there's no need for obnoxious hooting and hollering.
That one's never going to get old, folks.
No, it's not. Thank you very much, Fox 8. Actually, no, you know what we need to call him? Arthur Fox 8. You like that?
Yes.
Use it.
But 2 minute pipes. He had 2 minute pipes.
Jim, seriously, come and collect your raccoons. Oh, jeez.
I believe you also have a honorable mention as well, sir.
Well, I do because I've actually got a full list tonight,
Wow.
which means Port Pirie has been bumped to 11th.
Oh, Port Pirie.
Port Pirie didn't make the top 10.
Oh, well, you know what, champs? You guys got to try harder next week, okay? You'll get them.
With that in mind, the ceremonial coin is at the ready.
Let's go heads this week.
Heads of the call, and it is a head.
Oh, we're going to kick things off with a bit of a spicy Florida man. Well, in this case, a Florida woman. Florida woman attacks her wife with cheesy nachos.
Florida woman attacked her wife with cheesy nachos.
Yes.
I'm intrigued, yet suspicious.
A Florida woman is accused of attacking her wife with nachos at 3 a.m. during a domestic dispute following comments about the victim's weight, the police say. Yes. The Florida woman was arrested after she allegedly attacked her wife with a plate of cheesy nachos. Allison Swan, a nurse at St. Lucius, was taken into custody after police were sent to the couple's house for a welfare check on the victim. Midway through the altercation, the 40-year-old victim had managed to phone a friend who heard the 3 a.m. altercation take place, and it raised alarm to police. Swan's wife told the police she had went to the kitchen to make some cheesy nachos before she was attacked by Swan at age 39, who was in the living room playing video games. Okay, we've all been there. We've all been there.
Yeah.
Mid-game session, get a bit hangy. But when she told the victim that she wasn't going to be eating late, she made a comment about her weight. An argument ensued, and Swan walked over to her spouse, grabbed a handful of the cheesy nachos, and shoved them down her back of the victim's leggings. The incident then escalates, where the victim, who was a registered nurse, left the room to change her clothes. Swan allegedly slammed her head into the bedroom hallway wall, dragging her to the floor, shoving her fingers into either side of her mouth like fish hooks. Swan then continued to batter and grab at her, slamming her head into the floor multiple times. The victim told police that she thought out, though Swan was assaulting her, she didn't know what came over her, and claims she was charged her wife was not behaving. The nacho cheese was discovered in the victim's leggings and the surrounding wall. The victim had a large knot on her forehead, several scrapes on her right arm. According to Swan's account, which was different, the altercation happened not because of the nachos, but because of a different argument.
Oh, here we go.
Police found a ceramic plate with nacho cheese and nacho toppings. Swan was charged with domestic battery, a misdemeanor, and was freed from the county jail on Sunday morning after posting a $250 bond. Swan was also She was also ordered to have no contact with the victim, stay away, and place her of employment so she wouldn't have access to the couple's. She was granted access to the couple's house to get a few things from police supervision.
Well, yeah.
Odd story.
Yeah, interesting story there. I mean, if she needs to find someone to love, I mean, it sounds like that lesbian couple that decided to have a little bit of, or say, fornication at the public pool or something like that a couple of months ago.
It was more than just a couple.
Oh, well, that's right. It was a threesome, wasn't it? It was a throuple.
Yes.
Oh. So there's options. Just make sure you don't go out for cheesy nachos for the first date. Might get a bit messy.
Who's your number 10?
Well, as we already mentioned, Paul Puri came in 11th because we've got a full panel this week. So, 10th place for the shit towns of Australia takes us to Perth in Western Australia, where a Gronk has allegedly assaulted supermarket owner with a wheel of cheese.
Was it nacho cheese?
Oh, stop it. A prominent businessman, Perth businessman, Paolo Silvestro, who is accused of attacking a supermarket owner with a wheel of cheese, will fight the charges. Paolo Silvestro, 62, has indicated he will plead not guilty to assaulting the owners of an Italian grocer. Police were called to the Stirling IGA back in March. Silvestro's family runs the well-known WA building company Home Group. His co-accused, Marco D'Agostino, has also indicated he will plead not guilty to assault. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, they attacked the owner of the Stirling IGA with a wheel of cheese.
I'm hoping it's a soft cheese, like mozzarella and goat cheese. You know,
I wouldn't be surprised if they hit him. I wouldn't be surprised if they hit him with a wheel of Jarlsberg, to be honest.
Oof.
Oh, you're going to feel that one.
Oh, yeah.
Geez, 2 stories in NCR. This is already turning into a very cheesy night.
I'd rather a cheesy night than a shitty night.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, it's going to get shittier from here. And there's a hint, ladies and gentlemen, what the rest of the show is going to be like. What's your number 9?
Number 9 is Florida man pulls dong ditch prank.
Uh-oh.
A man is facing aggravated assault charges after allegedly putting a gun at a car full of teens following a ding-dong ditch prank. According to the Mangrove Police Department, reports were responding to a call on May 3rd after a victim reported being followed by a car that had pointed a gun at them. Then, as the drove westbound along Atlantic Boulevard near the Mangrove Middle School, dispatchers from the Browns Sheriff's Office told the suspect's vehicle had made a U-turn and now was heading eastbound. Officers stationed near Atlantic Boulevard on State Road 7 soon spotted the car matching the victim's description and conducted a high-risk traffic stop. The 2 individuals that were identified at the time after the incident One of them later was a man named Ramirez, age 45, who was sitting in the passenger seat. According to the reports, Ramirez had pointed his handgun at the victims, but claimed he was only intending to get them to stop, not to cause harm. Police had also told police the firearm was not currently loaded. It's not going to help your case there, but okay. According to the reports that Ramirez and his friend had told the police, the teens had began slowly driving around the neighborhood where he believed they were chasing out to steal a car, but actually it was an attempt to play the game Ding Dong Ditch. No theft or attempted thefts or entries were ever reported. The teens complained that the encounter was on video footage where the white Infiniti had cut them off in front of their vehicle. The passenger got out of the vehicle and was holding a dark object believed to be a firearm. The victims identified him and the weapon, and Ramirez was arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, where he was placed to the Broward County Jail and was later released on a $4,000 bond. Yeah, Florida man does not have that much chill, so I wouldn't be fucking around with him.
Oh dear. Looks like they had a bit to do, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, we all were kids. We've all done stupid pranks. We've all played stupid games, but in one of the most fuck around and find out states, I wouldn't do that shit. Just saying.
Remember your math, people. The more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out.
Who is your number 9, sir?
Number 9, oh God, takes me to one of my most hated towns in all of Australia. It's Wollongong, New South Wales. Oh boy. Hate that place so much. Man allegedly bashes neighbor and steals his lunch because he thought he was a CIA agent.
What?
Yeah, what indeed. Unfortunately, the story is behind a paywall, but we can't confirm it happened in North Wollongong in a Burke Street unit stairwell. A North Wollongong man allegedly bashed his neighbor and made off with his lunchbox after forming the paranoid delusion that he was part of the American CIA.
Okay.
Allegedly, this has come about because he'd heard a number of conversations that he was having over a radio and had come to that conclusion. So what better way to do it? I'm going to assault you and steal your lunch. That'll show him.
Remember what they say. You're never you when you're hungry.
Yeah, have a Snickers bar. Absolutely. Who is your number 8?
Number 8 is a drunken Florida man chases a Tesla in a roundabout and flees the scene, but when he's arrested, tells the police his non-existent girlfriend was the one who chased the car.
Right.
This is going to be a bit of a doozy, so
Strap in.
Strap in, all right. The villager chased his Tesla in a roundabout in an attempt to blame his fictitious girlfriend, he claims. He had met at Brownwood. The dispatch center of Summit County office received a report of an Apple automated message at 9:46 p.m. on Tuesday that an incident involving a silver Tesla had been in a crash at a roundabout in the village of Hawkins. A Wildwood police officer went to investigate the crash and found a witness who described a man who had fled on foot after requesting that the witness not call law enforcement. The witness said the man had fled into The officers later soon found a 63-year-old man named Jeffrey with a G Treadwell, the village of Hawkins, who matched the description provided by the witness. When officers asked him about the crash, he immediately began to blame his girlfriend, claiming she had been behind the wheel. He said he wasn't sure where she had gone, though. It's concerning. She was driving, but she took off, he told the officers. He also described her as a girl he had met in Brownwood, and he had said her name was Stacy. Well, in an attempt to, Treadwell began drinking and had suffered several lacerations on both of his legs. Officers took him back to the crash scene where he saw the vehicle and the driver's side airbag had been deployed, but not the passenger.
NCR, breaking news. I think we've got a recording of how this guy identified himself to police. I've got a video recording. You ready?
Yes.
My name is Jeff.
My name's Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
The officers took Treadwell back to the crash scene where the driver's side airbag had been deployed, but yet no sign of passenger being inside the vehicle. They later examined the damage through the roundabout and only found that one side of the road had been damaged as well as one of the vehicle. Treadwell refused to provide a breath sample and was transported to the health emergency room clinic, Brownwood, for evaluations. He had once he was medically cleared, he was arrested and charged for driving under the influence, hit and run. Michigan native, of course, it's fucking Michigan. Of course, it's you fucking nuts. And booked into the Suffolk County Jail Detention Center and was released at an $1,150 bond. No word on a Stacy ever existed, but I have GF's face if we want to see GF. Let's see GF.
Show it.
His name GF. His name GF.
Jeff.
I just have one thing out there. I have one thing to say, Stacey, if you're out there, you can do better. How's your mom? As we all know, Stacey's got it going.
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, I went there.
This show's gone off the rails already.
I've broken you twice, and it's only 20 minutes.
My name is
And I'm
Jeff.
not even.
Oh my god, that was amazing.
Who is your number? Your number, sir.
While you try and catch your breath, I'm going to bring up my number 8, and it's from Brisbane in Queensland. Unfortunately, we've got a multi. Unfortunately, both.
All right. I'll do it.
Yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it.
Your name, Jeff.
Our multi tonight. Our multi tonight. He's won the he's getting, not only is he getting the MVP, I think he's an early nomination for it, but he's in line for the GTA, the Grand Theft Auto Award.
Yes.
First off, we've had from Brisbane a rando repeatedly sneaking on in family's property to swim in their pool. Actually, you know what? That's actually happened to me once.
It happened to me before as well.
Yeah, except it wasn't rando. It was 6 of my teammates going around skinny dipping in pools. And they decided to knock on my door because it was my place when I was living with my parents at the time. And they were dressed for the occasion. Let's just put it that way. And I was at 2 a.m. in the morning, and they wanted to do the neighborly thing with knock on our door and ask permission before actually jumping in the pool. There was only one problem, though.
The water's really cold.
There was no pool. So if they went for a jump, it would have found grass. They would have found more. They would have found more grass than Bob Marley. The other story, the weirder one. Mum has been busted with a shotgun and ammunition in her car and crystal meth in her rear end.
I thought it was Hobo with a shotgun, not Mama with a shotgun.
A Brisbane mother of 3 was busted with a shotgun and ammunition in her car. Not only that, but she had methamphetamines stored in her rectum.
Okay.
Unfortunately, again, it is behind a paywall, but I was able to retrieve one thing for us. That will be of particular use. I have a photo of her attending court.
Oh, please do share with the class.
Oh, NCR, I reckon we get this woman onto Jim Finch.
No, I say no because I don't want to be married off to this woman.
There she is.
Oh, God, no, they would definitely try that. They would definitely try to marry her off to me. So, no, thank you. Although, she does look like the typical Florida woman.
She does. And she's gone to the extremities of the Florida woman with having guns and meth up her bum.
Yes.
I mean, she's getting it wrong, though, because the art of shelving is normally reserved for pingers, not methamphetamine. There's no impact, allegedly, with shelving meth. But shelving pingers, oh, you're going to have some fun. But no, you're doing it wrong. Who's your number 7?
Number 7 is a bit of an odd one, but I'm going to need from an old friend.
I'm Troy McClure, and I'll leave you with what we all came here to see. Hardcore nudity!
A Manatee County is facing multiple charges of exposing himself after he was already charged for exposing his sexual organs.
Lovely.
A Florida man is already facing charges for exposing himself as he gets more charges for the same thing. Coming from Suffolk, Florida, out of Manatee County, a man was already arrested for multiple counts of exposing himself in public, but was charged again after another victim had came forward to identify him from news reports. Now, I say man, even though he could be possibly Namekian because of his name, but a Manatee County Sheriff's Office has said that they arrested Franklin Piccolo Jr. Yes, he is named Piccolo Jr. I don't know if we got any more DBZ fans out there, But Gohan would not approve.
Oh, that's bad. That's very bad.
Oh, you should see his mugshot. But he was
I'm scared.
he was already facing charges for exposing his sexual organs in court documents. Manatee County courts. They say the victims went to the sheriff's office, reported the man exposed himself while he was sitting in his vehicle on March 14th. Well, the victim told police that the man had already had asked her for directions. So as she walked over to the vehicle to give him directions, she had exposed genitalia. Court documents say that she had told her neighbor about the incident, and the neighbor showed her a news report, an article, where she realized when seeing the mugshot, it's the same person, and had called Manatee County Sheriff's Office. Piccolo was already faced of 3 counts of exposing his genitals at the University Town Center Mall in Sarasota in 2024, and was also charged for exposing while in his car March 28. The Manatee County Sheriff said it is possible that he has done this multiple times and the investigation is ongoing. But wait till you see Mr. Piccolo, because look on his face alone. God, what happened? Okay, I need to pull something up here because we got blocked by something. So
Damn
I'm going to
pop-ups.
pull it up off.
Dwayne,
No.
Dwayne, seriously,
No.
get your act together.
No, this was not Dwayne's doing. This was the news station's doing. But I have his bookshot on the Reddit post, so
Ooh.
we can see it from here. But look, Mr. Piccolo.
That face has some intent, doesn't it? He's not. He's not happy, is he?
That's the face saying, "I will whip it out if you don't give me another fruit cup."
You know what that is? That's America's answer to this.
What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal?
Oh, but not as classy. Not
as classy. No, clearly not.
Who is your number 7, sir?
Oh, we're going to go home for number 7. We're in Sydney this week, where hundreds of cars have their tires
number 8,
popped up.
my apologies. Number 8.
No, we've already done my number. We've already done my number 8.
Oh, then.
That was your 7. And my number 7 is going to Sydney, New South Wales, where hundreds of cars have had their tyres popped after a Drongo truck drops trail of metal shards from Central Coast en route to Sydney. But we can tell you that this does end with a very happy ending. There was a massive cleanup that occurred after a truck driving on the M1 Pacific motorway. This is the main motorway that connects Sydney with Newcastle. It reopened after a truck spilled 750 kilograms of metal pieces across a 30-kilometre stretch. The incident brought traffic to a standstill, left at least 300 vehicles with punctured tyres, and triggered a massive cleanup effort. Emergency services, tow trucks, and sweep servers on the scene at the Pacific Motorway between the Pacific Highway and Morgans Road near Gosford on the New South Wales Central Coast after trucks spilt millions of pieces of metal onto the road on 5 a.m. on Friday. 50 cars with punctured tyres, but they think 300 vehicles have been affected. This is not just a case of getting a road sweeper out or the guys and girls with brooms. You are using some magnetic devices to remove embedded metal in the highway itself.
Naturally.
Now, just to give everyone a bit of an idea of the shards that we are dealing with, here it is. They'll do some damage.
Oh yeah. You're not even going to notice that.
No, but it will casually rip your tires out. However, I have to say that the truck company responsible for it, NJ Ashton, proved themselves above and beyond. Not only did they, to their credit, responded immediately to the incident that occurred and assisted wholeheartedly with cleaning up the mess, but you know what they did as well as compensation? The company has offered free lunch as compensation after the incident occurred. They had free steak, sausage sizzles, coffee and drinks in Pete's Ridge on the Central Coast to anyone affected by the motorway chaos. Not only that, but they gave out free flowers for everyone at Mother's Day. And the general manager of NJ Ashton, Daniel Falconer, faced up and said, yep, our fault. Really sorry it happened. You know what? They sound like good blokes, honestly, because they messed up. They messed up royally, and they turned around and not only owned up, but then made up to everyone there. And, you know, a lot of people came out and said, you know what? I've got a lot of respect for them, because not only did they take responsibility and helped actively with the cleanup, they then, you know, did something like this to show how truly sorry they are. And so many people treated it in the right manner as well. So good on you, everyone that at NJ Ashton. Unfortunate that it happened, but well done for cleaning up, not only cleaning up, but then making amends with the local community.
You know, it's stories like that still make, you know, you feel something in the heart. You know, it's like, hey, you know what? This is still human. This still works. You know,
I'm putting up the NJ Ashton group for my MVP of the week.
You know what? Let's just give them a whole new award of just doing the right thing. You know, you guys did the right thing. You owned up to your mistakes. You made amends. Here's a certificate of appreciation.
And you know what? We usually like to name and shame, but you know what? We're gonna do something very rare. We're gonna name and praise. Ladies and gentlemen, this year is the general manager, Daniel Falconer. Daniel Falconer is a good bloke. Be like Daniel Falconer.
You know, he made a mistake, and he went above and beyond to apologize and correct it. Good on you, sir. Good on you.
We tip our hat to you. With that, what is your number 6?
Number 6. A Florida woman urinates on victim's leg after stabbing and robbing him in Pompano Beach, deputies say.
Okay, it's a new one.
Yes. A Florida woman has urinated on a victim's leg after she stabbed and robbed him. The Brevard County judge ordered that the woman be held without bond after deputies accused her of robbing and stabbing a fellow homeless man in Pomano Beach. The Brevard County Sheriff's deputy said that Jamie Danielle McGurr, age 48, urinated on the victim's leg during the crime. And only one thing comes to mind when I hear that.
You fucking weirdo.
Thank you, Blush.
Yeah. Yeah.
The arrest report states the robbery happened Monday afternoon in a wooded area near Andrews Avenue and Atlantic Boulevard. The BOS, according to the BOS, the victim told deputies that he was in his tent, which was right next to Jamie's, speaking to her boyfriend. The reports say that collapsed and he felt a few strikes to his head. After exiting the tent, the Jamie began to attack the man with multiple blades, a multi-bladed purple tool with a 12-inch piece pipe. A deputy went and attempted to arrest her when she attempted to slash the blade in an overhead motion. a few marks upon his upper arms and upper back, with slight lacerations to his right hand, according to the victim. He grabbed the pipe tool away from her, where she began to strike at him, and while he was lying down trying to protect himself, she began to urinate on him. The boyfriend fled the scene. Deputies said that they had noticed a missing cell phone. They found her and had arrested her, and she's being held in the Brevard County Jail without bond.
Jeez.
And yes, we do have a picture of Florida woman who apparently is into water sports.
She looks like she looks like she went for a slash outside off stump, but ended up just trickling it down the leg side.
You know, drugs had to be involved. Drugs had to be.
Gotta be.
Who is your number 6, sir?
Number 6 takes us all the way to Adelaide. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, there is more poo involved. Residents threaten to release CCTV footage of Grub shitting in their driveway unless she returns to clean it up. New footage shows a morning visitor creeping up the driveway of another home before leaving a nasty surprise. A second victim has come forward after 7 News revealed on Monday that a dog walker was wanted after using a driveway as their bathroom. On April 30th, another woman was caught by an Adelaide resident's CCTV camera leaving a nasty surprise by their gate. The footage shows a separate woman coming down the driveway of another eastern suburb property. She looks around before coming back to squat near the side gate and defecate. The woman appears to be older, wearing a black jacket with green turtleneck top and a purple hat while wearing a face mask. The homeowner told 7 News that he found the surprise wrapped in a napkin and had to clean up the mess. 7 News took to nearby streets to talk to local residents. I think they're a bit sick. I don't know what the problem is. Defecating, of course, is illegal. The maximum penalty is $250 fine with an expiation fee of $80. And the initial dog walker, meanwhile, has been urged to own up or be unmasked online. The disgruntled resident had posted signs hoping to get the attention of the culprit, who left an unwanted surprise in the driveway, also in Adelaide's eastern suburbs last week. The dog walker has yet to come forward. Unfortunately, we have a photo of this latest poo runner.
She's nasty. She is nasty, nasty. You know, it's funny that you're bringing this up about them defecating in the driveway, because I don't know if you've noticed this, but in our intro for the podcast, the scene of the guy getting out of the green Kia Soul, he is defecating in somebody's driveway.
Yeah.
So it's just par for the course for this show, I guess.
Oh, we are living up to the shit town's name well and truly here tonight.
Yes,
who is your number 5?
Number 5 is a multi-story. We have 2 stories that are just way out there. April 30th, a backyard threat escalates when police are called due to an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon without the intent to kill was placed on a 62-year-old man from Palm Coast who was pointing a BB gun at a neighbor. The sheriff's office reports that the 2 men had got into an argument and one man started to blast music in his backyard while he was doing yard work. The neighbor came out and had an argument over the music and told him to put on some headphones. He then looked up and saw the man's hand, but it turns out he was actually pointing a BB gun, mumbling while he was going to do something about this. The neighbor yelled,
What the
asking him,
hell?
the neighbor yelled and asked if he was going to shoot him on his own property, which he said would do it, according to the reports. The deputy spoke to the man who was playing the music, said he had had an issue with this neighbor before. He said he would stab him, but the man was pointing a gun at him. He was taken to jail. But here's where it gets crazier. Only on May 2nd, dancing with a gun. Well, let me rephrase that. Dancing with guns, I should say. An intoxicated man was arrested, according to from Palm Coast yet again. A DUI suspect was pulled over by deputies after they received calls of the man waving two guns and dancing in his car along the Palm Coast Parkway. According to the arrest reports, deputies found the individual that the traffic stop was called about. The driver, a 28-year-old man from Palm Coast, and his passenger exited the vehicle, at which point they were placed in handcuffs. The man who was going on and the reporting to deputies explained why they were called, that he had guns in the car, and the man, according, was already a convicted felon, so he can't have guns as it is. Said the guns were his brother's. The deputies noticed that his speech was slurred, and there was an 8-month-old baby also in the car.
Oh, dear God.
The man had said he had consumed only one beer, maybe, but later said 1 or 2 cups of beer. He agreed to perform field sobriety tests, which he failed. The passenger was released from the scene, and the man was taken to jail. I mean, Florida man just likes to dance. Sometimes you just gotta dance, you know?
Oh, geez. You know, it makes you wonder sometimes, like, what makes you think it's an idea to go dancing around with a gun, honestly?
Well,
it's too good for that, yeah. I mean, if you want to seriously go guns akimbo, go play Blood or something like that.
Who is your number 5?
Number 5 takes us to Launceston in Tasmania, where a grub has been accused of throwing spew and poo from a loo at a prison officer.
There's only one thing that comes to mind with that one.
That's nasty.
Yeah. I think I'm going to be sick at the moment, honestly, with the number of poo stories that we're having to deal with. Unfortunately, again, the story is behind a paywall, but Cody Ken Fazakali has been accused of assaulting guard with vomit and poo on his stay in jail, and his custody is due to expire on the 12th of May, 2025. I get the feeling that this drink of water might be staying inside a little bit longer.
I mean, he was so close. So close.
Yeah. Just... And the funny thing is, it's not the first time that he's run into trouble with the law, because he's been previously done in the Tasmanian justice system for assaulting police.
Of course.
This guy's got a pretty decent criminal record on him, and so he goes, "Oh, you know what? I'm just going to fling some poo."
You know, I need to spice up this resume a little bit more. I know. Long excrement at corrections officers. That'll do it.
Jeez. I need to get off this trend. Who's your number 4?
Number 4 is a Florida man was arrested after placing swastika stickers on Teslas outside of a hospital. As we all know, there's been a lot of hate for Tesla and Elon Musk and a lot of Tesla vandalism. People keying and carving in swastikas into the vehicles.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I do have a lot of hate for the Cybertruck because it's an absolute abomination.
Well, just because it's an abomination doesn't mean it requires vandalism.
No, I agree.
But a Cleveland Clinic employee was arrested after he allegedly placed swastika stickers on 2 Tesla vehicles parked outside of the HCA Florida Northwest Hospital. According to the incident reports on April 24th, a woman who was visiting the hospital parked her Tesla in the handicapped spot. Already it's going downhill. Upon returning to the vehicle, she had noticed her sentry mode had been activated and alerted her. And investigating the incident, she found that the car had recorded from the external cameras our gentleman doing so. Been told officers that she could identify the suspect by her vehicle being keyed during the incident of recent nationwide vandalism towards Tesla owners. She did not seem visibly damaged at first, but when she was driving near a car wash, so after going by a car wash, she had noticed on her passenger window the words swastika placed on there and a swastika reference and sticker placed on the vehicle. The recording shows the woman returning to her vehicle returning to the hospital to contact the police who were investigating and showed them the sentry footage where they matched it up with a male later identified as Douglas Burns, age 49, of Fort Lauderdale, who had placed the stickers and on the Tesla itself. And apparently this is the first time he's done this. He had worked in the pharmacy department of the hospital, where on April 30th, law enforcement contacted him at the Cleveland Clinic, where he had said, yeah, he had done it, and he had done it twice before. I mean,
Jeez.
I get it. You don't like Elon Musk. You got beef with him, but leave people's vehicles alone.
Dear oh dear. And, you know, I get we don't like the Cybertruck. No one likes it. Anyone who does like it needs their head checked. It doesn't mean you go and vandalize it.
Okay, what if we improve the Cybertruck by making it a Helix?
Ooh, gets interesting there. Elon, you're listening. We can improve your Cybertruck.
Take everything that was good about the Helix, but put in that energy saving battery, and you got us on board.
Yeah, agreed.
Who is your number 4, sir?
Number 4 takes us to Ipswich in Queensland, where a drongo has been seen riding an e-scooter on road with an unrestrained baby. Now, while there's no article, there is a video of this. With thanks to Channel 7 News. I've muted it so I can talk you through it. Here we go. There's the e-scooter, and there you could just see in between the legs, there's the baby.
The fuck, man? That is just wrong.
What in the actual hell?
Oh, wood chipper. Wood chipper this man. He gets no, just wood chipper all the way.
What in the bro, unrestrained, the baby doesn't even have a helmet.
I mean, what's gonna stop him if he's a pebble?
And this is like a major drive as well.
What else he's done?
He's not wearing a helmet either.
Although, did they really have to go with the order with the headline "Baby on Board"?
Oh, don't start singing.
I want to, but I'm not because of my rage.
Oh, yeah. There's a nomination for Golden Turd.
Oh yeah.
But that is, I agree. That is instant wood chipper.
Oh yes. Are you ready?
Let's get into the medals.
Are you ready for my bronze medal? Because this one was close to being the nominee for my number one.
Oh, let's hear it.
The other two stories were just wilder. Florida man with a cardboard license plate was arrested after they found 2 pipe bombs and methamphetamine in his vehicle.
2 pipe bombs.
Yes. And this is coming from, well,
I'm your moderator, Larry King. Now, a word to our audience. Even though we're being broadcast on Fox, there's no need for obnoxious hooting and hollering.
Thanks to Tampa Bay Fox 13, one of the best channels I used to watch back in Florida, a Florida man with a cardboard license plate tag was arrested after 2 pipe bombs and drugs were discovered in his vehicle. The Florida man was accused of having 2 pipe bombs in his car, and according to the Walton County Sheriff's Office, pulled him over because he was driving with a cardboard license plate that had the word private on it. Benjamin Roach was taken into custody to the Walton County Jail, where he was charged with making a bomb, possessing explosive, possession of contraband substance, tampering with evidence, possessions of drug paraphernalia, and several other charges. The man was driving his car on Smith Road and Highway 90 late Monday with a cardboard tag that just simply read the words private. The driver was later identified, where they found a birth certificate with his name, Benjamin Adam Roach. Oh wow. So according to this report, when they were searching the vehicle, they found 2 cylindrical tubes, a baggie full of methamphetamine. One of the tubes happened to be wrapped in electrical tape. I do have images of these. And one of them, they show an x-ray image where one of the bombs is full of ball bearings. I mean,
oh dear.
I am going to show you these explosives.
Oh my god damn. That's a proper makeshift pipe bomb.
Oh yeah. Now if we scroll down, we can see the one in black tape. It's just full of ball bearings right here.
I smell upset.
Oh yeah. I mean, apparently he was trying to make a statement. It's unclear why he had the bomb in his car and what their intentions were for, but we can only come to the conclusion he's got a place, he's got a fake plate that says private, he's got meth, he's got pipe bombs. Florida man softs it. That's all I can come up with. The only thing that makes things
well, the number plate private is almost a dead giveaway.
Who is your bronze medalist, sir?
Bronze medalist takes us to Newcastle in New South Wales, where a Gronk has mowed down a road worker in a stolen car before pulling meth out of his bum. Now, this story is insane. It is simply insane. A man was driving a stolen car with police in pursuit when he plowed through a traffic control for roadworks, and then was eventually pulled over. The SUV, I should point out, was stolen. It happened at the near the inner city bypass around 2 a.m. A 20-year-old female traffic controller allegedly hit by a silver Mercedes-Benz SUV, which had been stolen from Stolt Ash. The pursuit ended tragically when the vehicle struck the traffic controller, leaving her with pelvic injuries. The alleged driver attempted to flee the scene on foot, but was quickly apprehended by police on Kaya Street. He had been taken to Waratah Police Station, a crime scene established. During a subsequent search, police allegedly located and seized methamphetamine hidden in his anus.
I think he needs to have a word with our guidance counselor.
Drugs are bad. You shouldn't do drugs. If you do them, you're bad. Because drugs are bad, okay? It's a bad thing to do drugs, so don't be bad by doing drugs, okay? That'd be bad. The drugs are bad, okay?
Okay.
My name is Jeff. Oh, this is just... So, the estimated street value of that methamphetamine was sitting at around about 2,000 Australian dollars. The Killingworth man has been charged with 8 offences: aggravated dangerous driving occasioning grievous bodily harm and escaping pursuit, dangerous driving occasioning grievous bodily harm, drive manner dangerous, causing bodily harm by misconduct in charge of a motor vehicle, take and drive conveyance without consent, drive recklessly, police pursuit non-stop, possessing prohibited drugs, and license expired more than 2 years ago because, of course, their license is expired. He was bail refused and is set to appear before Newcastle local court in July.
Of course.
Oh, just... yeah.
Are you ready for my silver medalist?
Do it.
A Florida man who bought 27 Ferraris with a 22 million tax fraud scheme goes to prison.
Right.
So, according to South Florida 6 NBC, a Florida man who bought 27 Ferraris, a private jet, with his $22 million tax fraud scheme is getting sent to prison. A Florida man who bought a yacht, private jet, a fleet of luxury cars, which includes more than 24 Ferraris, thanks to his $22 million tax fraud scheme, was sentenced to prison. Matthew Brown of Palm Beach Gardens was sentenced to 50 months in prison last week. And with a year-long scheme that he had been using to defraud the U.S. Government out of millions of dollars, according to the Department of Justice. He was using a Social Security Medicaid scheme to get, in the years between 2014 and 2022, about $22 million in taxpayer money, ranging from employee wages, pocketing the money that of these people who did not exist. At one incident, a client owed approximately $219,000 in taxes. Another client only owed approximately $32,000, according to the reports. He was paying for all this with Social Security and Medicaid fraud scheme money. Brown kept approximately upon him $190,000. The massive scheme blew up after he was buying commercial and residential properties, multi-million-dollar homes, a villa, a Valhalla 55 Sport yacht, a Falcon 50 aircraft, and a large collection of cars, including Porsches, Rolls Royces, and 27 Ferraris.
Jesus Christ.
How the fuck, man?
His hustle game is on point, to be fair.
I gotta give him the hustle award, man. That man is.
Yeah.
I'm pissed off they stole the money, but to steal that amount to acquire a yacht, a plane, and multiple properties, and a fleet of fucking cars, including 27 Ferraris. Impressive.
I'm actually curious to see which Ferraris they were as well.
They don't specify, but I'm willing to bet there is.
Oh, I'd be curious. Anyway, I need to go and look this up. That'll be for another day.
Who is your silver medalist, sir?
Silver medalists. Well, I'm not surprised that they've managed to make it on here because it's been because we all know how much the Northern Territory is going to hell in a handbasket. And our silver medalist is Catherine in the Northern Territory. First off, we've had, and I think you're going to need to bring out one of the videos for this. A gang of feral kids have robbed an elderly woman.
I just have something to ask the parents of these feral kids.
Have you ever tried simply turning off the TV, sitting down with your children, and hitting them?
No, the question is there from Bender.
It's a valid
But our main story is numerous weapons have been seized after a mass brawl and ramming on the main street. Strap in, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to get fun. Northern Territory Police have seized numerous weapons, including machetes and axes, after a large disturbance on a Catherine Main Street in the early hours of Wednesday. The incident, involving about 15 people, broke out at the back of a service station on Railway Terrace at about 1 a.m. Police say a Toyota Hilux was seen driving erratically, ramming into an unoccupied vehicle numerous times and driving at persons in the area. An 18-year-old male was allegedly struck by the vehicle during the incident. Emergency service attended the scene, took the teenager to Catherine Hospital in a serious but stable condition. The group, including the driver of the vehicle, fled the area upon police arrival. Numerous weapons were located in the vehicles and seized. Looking to see if we can find out what weapons they were, but it does look like it's axes, a couple of guns, and of course, 3 machetes.
It wouldn't be an episode if it didn't have machetes involved itself.
Yeah. Would not be an episode without someone getting caught with illegal machetes. NCR, your gold medalist.
Oh, this one's a hard one, but a Florida woman is arrested after her attempt to steal 2 homes backfires with her brilliant defense of finders keepers.
Here we go.
A Florida woman is arrested and facing multiple charges after she attempted to steal 2 properties. The Florida woman was found guilty of trespassing and theft for attempting to illegally claim ownership of 2 homes. This happened in Lee County, where she had doctored documents and filed false quitclaim deeds to the Lee County clerk of court's office. And, well, I'm only going to identify her by her last name of Bradford, had told the cops in a confession, finders, keepers, losers, weepers. Now, this all started in 2023 after the neighbors reported a woman walking around the property of the address that has been redacted according to court documents. She claimed that the houses were abandoned, and she had heard stories online of people taking people's houses, and she felt, well, I could take them as well. She filed multiple quitclaim deeds, claiming ownership of the properties to transfer to herself. However, the documents were forged, and police noted at one of the houses that it was not been abandoned. There was freshly cut grass, a clean pool, and it was currently going under repairs from hurricane damage. Bradford told the officers there were no signs of ownership when she was living in the house, so she used adverb possession, she said, to claim ownership and had clothes in the closet. Her document, furniture, and the electronics were still there. The owners told police that they had split their time between the houses, one in Fort Myers and one in Kentucky, and they had planned to go visit. Last time they visited was in April of 23. When she was being questioned by police, Bradford told them, finders, keepers, weepers. It's my house. She had paid a locksmith to drill out the locks and claiming that she was the homeowner, providing them with the falsified deeds.
Jeez, that is insane.
Now,
absolutely insane.
She is scheduled for sentencing later this month on the 27th, but she has been returned to Lee County Jail on March 26th of this year, where she's being held without bond. I mean, that's wrong.
That's just straight out wrong.
It's subsidiary. That's what it is. Who is your gold medalist, sir?
Oh boy, I am not looking forward to this. Our gold medalist for the Shitguns of Australia, ending the week of the 11th of May 2025, is Goldie.
Oh, Goldie.
We got a multi here for us now. First off, a dead shit has plowed through a cemetery. I mean, that's pretty dumb in its own right.
I would expect that from Townsville.
Yeah. Woman has been charged after drink driving to a police station to report a fight with her son. Because derp.
Reasons.
But this one takes the absolute cake. The Gold Coast, in particular, Southport, has been named the nation's syphilis capital.
Jesus Christ.
In 2024, there were reported close to 200 cases of syphilis, according to the Gold Coast Primary Health Network. The highest concentration of syphilis in the country in one small area, in particular around a suburb called Southport. Alone in 2024, there were close to 1,000 cases of syphilis in Queensland, of which a fifth of them occurred in Southport.
Jesus Christ.
Now, what are they doing to respond to this? They're holding a conference to educate general practitioners in terms of the outbreak of syphilis in the Gold Coast, and they're having it in May in the Gold Coast. And yeah, this is not something I expected to hear, but I decided to do this one in particular because it is to be treated as a public health announcement as well. Wear protection, especially if you're in the Gold Coast at the moment, because syphilis is floating around like a mother.
And it's not in the koalas either.
No, it's not.
You know, it's funny you brought up Goldie. Should I read my poetry that I sent you?
Do it. Do it.
Because we need a bit of a laugh on this one. So, being inspired by the nightcap from this past Friday, I have a bit of a limerick for you all. The schoolies go to Goldie to let go and party. They meet a slag to have a shag. They line in a row, and Bonnie blew and then ruined him. Ah,
I like it. I like it. This is very accurate.
It is close to schoolies time, isn't it?
Nah, not for a while. Not for another 6 months. Schoolies happens for us end of November, start of December.
Yeah, because it's getting close for us because we're almost at that point in the year where schools start their graduation ceremonies, and for those who are unfamiliar with the term schoolies, it's essentially seniors from high school and all the colleges who have graduated go down to the Gold Coast for one epic week of partying.
Yeah, pretty much.
But remember, boys, don't be a fool. Grab your tool.
And I think that's another episode for another week.
Oh, yes. We thank you all for joining us for this quite, interesting episode we've had. We've had our public health announcements. We've had our defecations, and, I don't think there's anything else we could top it without the literary works of myself.
We've had drugs up bums.
We've had bombs a blowing. But on that note, my name is Jeff.
And my name is Jeff.
We will see you guys next week. Have a good one and be safe.